Hello, thank you for being here. Welcome back to Mangaki no Tsukai. This is our Dragon Ball podcast, Dragon Buds. And today, I'm your host, Jesse, and I'm dragging my buds through Dragon Ball. Today, I'm joined by Adam, the character bunny. Adam, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Double good. And Evan, the kame to my little hame. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm doing very well.
Even better than Adam.
Yeah, I'm always better than Adam.
I really don't like
Wow.
being one-upped this early into the podcast.
Wow.
You're gonna have to fucking deal with it, buddy.
Well, it's a new year, man. You got to stand up for yourself, you know? It's a beautiful new year. All of our problems are melting away.
Yeah?
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I mean, the world is healed at this point, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there is nothing that has gone wrong this year so far,
Yes.
and yeah, it's already a complete about face from 2020.
Thank God.
Wait,
Thank Dende.
what am I reading here? Race riots? What am I reading here? The United States Capitol just is destroyed. Oh man.
Wait, what's that?
What?
6 days into the new year?
Wow.
That
This
can't
is
be right.
it's been like 8 days since that. How did I not hear about that until just now?
Hmm.
Hmm.
It's because you only get your news when we do this Dragon Ball podcast. It's really not a reliable source for you.
It's basically the only time I'm on.
So before we get going, guys, everything is going good though. Otherwise, Adam, you were home for the holidays, and now you're back in your new home, very far away from us. I miss you dearly.
Very far away. An
I
ocean
do
away.
miss you.
Now I know that when you were here, you didn't really like being back, but you also didn't really want to go home. So how do you feel being back home?
It's, it's definitely nice being back, and really miss the old cats. So it's nice to be with them again.
Were they all like angry at you when you came back?
They honestly thought we. I think they had thought we died because when we
Really?
walked through the door, they were like scared and they were like, "What? What? We had come to terms with your death. Why are you here now?"
Oh my god.
A ghost of Adam.
So, but after like an hour of being home, they quickly forgave us. They were laying with us that night, so it was very nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
Very cute stuff. You were all purring up next to each other. What's it sound like when you purr at your cats, Adam?
Oh, I don't.
You just go straight for the hissing.
Yeah, I'm more of a. I honestly don't even know how to go forward with this. I didn't hiss. I didn't purr at them.
You don't hiss or purr. You can be honest with everyone, Adam. We're friends. It's okay if
You
you
guys
hiss at
have
your
known me
cats.
long enough to know that I don't make such noises.
I just pictured you walking into your apartment for the first time in like weeks, and your cat's looking at you, and you're just like.
More of a woof woof guy myself.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I like cats more, but that's cool.
Anyway, fuck this shit. Let's get into some Dragon Ball talk. Let me ask you guys a quick question. Last time, we ranked our arcs. We did a whole big 30-minute thing. This time, just a quick question for you. Who's your favorite Dragon Ball character out of everyone? Villains, movies, whatever. Who's your favorite? There's really like 4 to choose from.
You go first, Adam.
Mine, I mean, it's pretty hard to answer. When I was a kid, I fucking loved Yamcha, and then as Dragon Ball went on, I was like, fucking Yamcha is such a loser. Why is he my favorite character? I can't like this guy anymore. Honestly, I really like Paikon. I wish he was like more of an actual thing and not just a fake thing.
Oh
Nice.
yeah. I forgot about Paikon.
I always liked him as a kid, but I think now that I'm older, I mean, I really like Broly, but like the new iteration of Broly.
Nice. Great choice. Evan?
Oh, it has to be Piccolo. It has
Nice
to
choice.
be. Not like Dragon Ball Piccolo. like Piccolo, like the actual Piccolo.
Okay.
I don't. But like the instrument?
No,
Yeah, I
like
was
the
gonna say the
goddamn
Piccolo
Piccolo.
from My Hero Academia. Like, what are you talking about? Not Dragon Ball Piccolo.
You know, like not like Dragon Ball Piccolo,
Like
like
Z
DBZ
Fighter.
Piccolo.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Gohan's father Piccolo.
His true
Yeah.
father.
Right.
Hmm
I'm your daddy boy. Yeah, Piccolo's great. He's definitely like in my top 3, I guess. I honestly, I hate to say it, I like Goku. I've always really liked Goku a
Boo.
lot. But and then Vegeta and Piccolo, are probably my top 3 as well. You know what's funny about Yamcha, Adam? It's so funny how like we thought Yamcha and like even Tien were so cool back in the day, even though we started with Dragon Ball Z.
I
And
know.
by that point in the story, they're already like pretty lame compared to
I
what
know.
they were like in Dragon Ball. So it's so funny we thought they were even cool at all.
I just assumed they would get like stronger. Like I guess Tien's kind of useful still, kind of. But like
He's like the one person that's like gotten stronger since, besides Goku and Vegeta.
yeah.
Everybody
You
else
can
has
argue
stayed the
You can argue
same.
Piccolo too, right?
Yeah, definitely Piccolo, but also Krillin stays like the relevant Earthling.
Right.
You know,
But like I just assumed Yamcha would get better, and then he's like, I'm gonna use my freakish strength and be a baseball player. And I was like, you know what? That makes a lot more sense.
It does make sense.
Because all this dude does is get jobbed in fights. Fuck being a fighter. Just go play baseball and be the world's greatest baseball player.
Speaking of that, I think one of the better filler episodes is when Gohan goes to school and he plays some baseball, and he accidentally like mask offs by like jumping, like first off destroying a ball, but then also jumping
yeah.
like 70 feet up in the air to grab a thing.
You know what's fun about that, Evan? Not
Hmm.
filler. That's actually in the manga.
Really?
Yeah.
No
So,
way.
yeah. Very fun adventures of Gohan, the Andy Bernard, as Adam and I have discussed.
Definitely the
15
Andy Bernard.
We're about 10, 15 minutes in. I had to make an Office reference by now, you know.
Right.
So let's get into the chapters today. We are discussing chapters 12 through 23. We were supposed to discuss them last time. I fucking talked for way too long. We couldn't get to it. I apologize. Next time, we're going to be talking about chapters 24 through 35. Very excited for that. Going to be the beginning of the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai arc. I think it's much better than this one. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, me too.
So, let's get going. Chapter 12. Last time we left off with the Ox King recognizing Kinto-un from Muten Roshi. This chapter starts off with him recognizing the Nyoibo from Son Gohan. Goku says that he's his grandson, and the Ox King says that Gohan and himself were actually disciples number 1 and number 2 to Roshi. So Bulma makes a comment there that she can't believe an old pervert is a great man at all, which I thought was kind of funny. The Ox King explains that if Goku can go to Roshi's house, he can get this thing called the Basho Sen, which is a fan that can put out flames. Goku asks, go ahead.
Reading this, I was like when I first reread this, I was like, what the fuck? I don't remember this at all. Doesn't he like do a Kamehameha or whatever on it? So I was like really confused for
He plugs in an oscillating fan? Where? So Goku asks for a Dragon Ball in return, and Gumo thinks that he's seen one of those in his castle before in all of his fucking treasure. I think I may have seen one of those. One of the most rare things in the world. And he also mentions that his daughter, Chi-Chi, was sent out to find Roshi, but she hasn't come home yet. And on page 5 in the middle panels here, I like Oolong's imagination of what his daughter must look like. But then he shows a picture, and it's the girl that Yamcha knocked out. And also on page 5, Yamcha's eyes and Poir's eyes are like fucking flying across the page there.
You know what? The that imagination of Oolong. You know who that reminds me of actually? Alvida from One Piece.
Oh yeah, I could see that for sure.
Nice.
Huh, look at that.
Huh.
So Yamcha, freaks out obviously when he sees that that's his daughter, and he rushes to find her and wake her up. And he's just coming up with like all these stupid excuses. He's like, "Oh yeah, I knocked you out because I love you." It's like, okay, dude.
It's kind of
But
weird.
it works, Chi-Chi's so embarrassed by this whole love thing. But then Goku, he left as well, and he's showing up in that area. But Yamcha goes off and hides, and Goku sees Chi-Chi. They swoop down, and they meet each other for the first time. This is the beginning of a beautiful, deep, and passionate relationship. So she can get onto Quinto-un, which is nice. But she grabs his tail and he gets really weak and kind of falls over. And he explains that, whenever someone grabs his tail, he gets really weak. But Yamcha, of course, with his perfect hearing, he hears this. So now he knows about Goku's weakness. So they're flying off, and Goku does the pat-pat with his foot.
Yeah.
Which I thought...
Page 12.
Yes.
He does the pat-pat with his foot. And all I wrote in my notes is... for page 13, I wrote DB is kind of fucked up.
It is kind of fucked up, isn't it?
Because, like, on page 13, the next page, Chi-Chi thinks... But at that moment, she thought, now that I've been kicked in that spot, I have no choice but to become his bride. It's like,
yeah, what the fuck is that?
Yeah,
I mean, I get it's supposed to be funny, but like, goddamn, Toriyama, you got a sick sense of humor.
Well, the line that cracks me up is, now that I've been kicked in that spot.
Yeah.
And, well, I think it's on the next page, she calls Goku dear, and he's like, why did you call me that? And then her face is so funny on page 14.
What kind of a noise do you think she's making? What?
Who knows? He cut out.
I pictured it as more of like a yo.
Nah, it's definitely a guttural yell. I think she's
Adam just starts hissing. It's the only noise I can make.
I think it's more like a yop. Yeah.
Yup.
And then I like right next to that panel, we've got, of course, them just asking a normal ass dolphin for directions to Kame-sen's house.
I'm a big fan about how all the animals in this talk.
Yeah, I also very much enjoy that. Not all of them though, just like certain ones. Like
95% of the animals can talk, but like not all of them.
But not all of them. Are you sure it's like 95%?
It's like a good amount.
It's like 96, 90.
Oh, okay.
Anywhere between 96 and 94%.
In Daizenshu 7, the World Guide, they actually explain that after the Cell games, there were a lot less animal people.
I'm just kidding. I'm fucking kidding.
I believe it, though.
So they make it to the Kame house, this pretty iconic location from Dragon Ball.
Speaking of animal people, sorry to cut this off again. But like, how come some animal people are like people, right? Like they wear clothes, they live in the cities or the towns or whatever, they interact with humans. Oolong is a good example, and like, but like even like background characters, right? Like you see plenty of like animal people background characters. How come some of the animals are just animals that can talk? Like, who are they? Like, are humans having sex with these animals and creating animal people?
Yes. I mean, in Toriyama's world, yes.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. No. Unfortunately, I have sort of an answer for this.
Oh, God, okay.
And I say unfortunately because, like, there really was no explanation, and it was just a fun thing that was fun, And in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, there's this thing that so Toriyama had involvement in writing some stuff for that game, some extended lore shit, which he's done in the 2010s to give Android 17 and 18 names, and he just adds all these stupid details oh, Majin Buu was around the whole time, he wasn't created by Babidi or whatever. He just adds all this stupid stuff all these years later, and he either him or someone else who wrote the game added in that people take this drug that turns them into animals.
In Kakarot?
Yeah, in Kakarot. There's a side quest about it. It's called
what?
Animaline or something like that. And I remember playing that side quest and just being what the hell is this? So I don't know if that's a Toriyama thing or if that's them coming up with a dumb side quest, but there's your unfortunate answer.
I was also going to say, in Kakarot, you also fish by pulling Goku's tail out of his pocket and sticking it on his ass. So how accurate is Kakarot, you know?
Well, that's in the manga, actually. We'll see that. No, so anyway, let's get back to it. Enough of that nerdy shit. They get to the Kame house. We see it on page 15. Like I said, an iconic location. This thing actually normally got drawn by Takashi Matsuyama, who was
the house.
This was Toriyama's second assistant. He's only had 2 assistants in his whole career, and he only had 1 at a time, which is not normal from what I've read. I think the average is 3.
I was
at the same time, right?
I think Oda has had up to 5.
That makes sense.
Sure, I know that the One Punch Man dude has a pretty good amount of assistants with his fucking insane backgrounds. Oh my god, One Punch Man. That's ridiculous.
That artwork is just oof.
Yeah, so Toriyama's only had 1 at a time, and his job was a lot of just coloring stuff in, which of course led to Super Saiyan because it was a way for him to not color in hair anymore. Yeah, so he would draw Kame House, and he would draw the backgrounds on Namek, some other places. But one funny thing I like about this is that Roshi is sweeping up the beach, I guess.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of funny.
What the fuck does he even say, by the way? Aria?
Yeah, it's it's that song, No, I don't know. I guess
that's his
Japanese.
His old man noise.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Actually, that does make sense. I think he's also sweeping off turtle shit or something.
Turtle, I told you to stop shitting on the island.
Why don't you start just shitting in the water?
Either Kami-senin or however he fucking sounds in the English dub.
You're right. That's how he sounds for the most part.
Yeah. So, chapter 13. This first panel here, we find out that the Quinto Un is a gift from God himself. So that's kind of an important detail, I would say.
Now, when he says God, which God is he referring to? Shenron?
Talking about Kami. No, talking about Kami.
Oh, okay.
Kami Chameleon, baby.
Kami chameleon.
Nice.
Mr. Popo.
Okay.
What?
What was that, Jesse?
Did you hear me? I said Mr. Popo in the tune of the song.
Did you?
Is that how the song goes? I don't think anybody ever in the entirety of the world knows anything more than
line.
Yeah, besides that, the Karma Chameleon part.
It's you come and go, so I said Mr. Popo.
Oh.
But everyone at home listening to this is cracking up, so don't worry about it.
You're the only individual ever that knows the rest of that song.
I know it from The Office.
Of course you do.
Of course.
Yeah,
Well, fuck wouldn't you?
Jesse gets all of his information and facts from The Office.
It's much like Evan getting his news when we read this Dragon Ball
right.
podcast.
That's why Jesse doesn't know anything that's current. He just knows things from like the mid 2000s.
Yeah, anything after 2013 is just
oof, right out the window.
Irrelevant.
Wow.
Anyway, let's just cancel it.
The podcast?
Fuck the show.
It's done. Anyway,
thanks for sticking around this long, everybody.
We'll see you on KINGDUMMIES. So Roshi is wondering where Bulma is, of course, because she has big boobs, and this girl does not have boobs at all. And there's this funny thing on page 3. There's like a little conversation of Roshi like talking to himself. It's really funny in the anime because like I guess Chi-Chi means father, and it's also like slang for breast, I guess. So he's talking about, it's not written here in the manga, but in the anime he's like, so Chi-Chi's would be Ox King's boobs. I thought that was pretty funny. And, Chi-Chi's like not sure that this is actually the Muten Roshi, so she launches her head axe at him, and we think that he's gonna, dodge it, and it just cuts right through his staff and gets stuck right in his fucking head.
Yeah, oh my god, this is fucking brutal.
Yeah, it's a good foot deep into his skull, and he's freaking out. He's like, no one could ever dodge that. We'll see if Master Ultra Instinct could maybe dodge it. You know what I mean, guys?
I love how his eyes pop out through his glasses.
Through his glasses.
It's like the only time we get to see his fucking eyeballs. Besides maybe another time where they pop out.
Of his glasses, yes. That'll happen a couple more times, I think. But so he shows her his license, and he is in fact the Kame-sen, and it's written right there. It's legal. So she pulls it out, and it's okay. They put a big Band-Aid on it.
Yeah, he's fine. He's good. Just slap a big ass Band-Aid on his head. It's so fucking good.
Is this why Master Roshi is like mentally deficient and throughout the rest of the series? That's no gray matter left in his brain.
That's the reason. I think Toriyama has no fucking gray matter left.
Probably.
So Roshi, of course, makes the agreement that he will give them the fan if he can touch Bulma's boobs. And don't let Chi-Chi find out about this agreement. Goku's obviously oblivious to this. He's like, whatever, sure. But the turtle's calling Master Roshi pathetic. He's had enough of this, but he'll still live there. What can you do? You need a place to sleep at night.
He's a mooch.
Yeah, you don't blame the guy for that. He's a turtle.
I like on page 8 the bottom panel. I thought it looked really nice because just like all the dots in the background add something a little nice, but then also
what page? Sorry.
Page 8, the
okay.
bottom panel. I liked all the like pen strokes on the turtle shell. I thought it looked really cool there. So just a panel that caught my eye. Wanted to point out.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. I'm more about the Band-Aid on the head, but I see what you're saying.
Same.
I was kind of distracted by the giant Band-Aid, but So Roshi goes inside and he can't find the fan, and turns out he threw it out because he spilled wonton soup on it. Goddamn slob.
Okay, but like, who hasn't been there before, right?
Who hasn't thrown out the Basho-sen before?
This one time I had to throw out a PlayStation 4 controller because I spilled French Toast Crunch on it.
That sucks.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then like half a bowl of French Toast Crunch, milk and all, went splattering on that thing, and it wouldn't stop vibrating until it died.
That's
oh my god!
I just had to.
I had a seizure.
Yeah, basically. I mean, I just wrapped it up in like 2 blankets and threw it in my closet because it's so loud, and I was trying to go to sleep, but it wasn't working. Anyway,
you threw it out in the dumpster outside, but it's keeping you awake because it's just rattling all night.
That's amazing.
So, Roshi decides, whatever. I'll go out. I'll put out the fire myself. I can do it. And he calls forth Baby Gamera, which I know is
Yeah.
also like well, obviously we know a Gamera is, the god. It's like a Godzilla-ish monster, but I know that he would draw Gamera a lot in Doctor Slump as well. I believe so. It's nice to see him return for one fucking chapter here. For some reason, this character is on the box set of the Dragon Ball manga. But whatever.
Gamera?
Yeah, like Master Roshi spinning away on him. So yeah, Roshi, flies away on this thing, but it spins to fly.
Right.
Which
Yeah,
I
just
thought,
like
which I thought was pretty funny.
well, that's
And then
just
when
like Gamera from Godzilla.
Oh, word. Okay, all right. So that should have been obvious to me. But when he lands at the Ox King's mountain, he just vomits all over the place.
Yeah.
So that was pretty funny. On the next chapter, chapter 14, on page 2, we get a cover art page, which I thought was pretty nice. Again, a lot of like pen strokes to give detail.
I really
Yeah.
love. Oh, go ahead, Evan. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it looks cool, but like I don't really like the trail from
Yeah,
the flying
I
Nimbus.
noticed that. Yeah, it looks like it
It's
would
a
be
little
something of
flat.
the pterodactyls.
Yeah,
It looks like
yeah.
it could be part of another animal.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, if they had like made the lines like thinner probably and more wavy, like an actual cloud, I'd buy it. But I agree. I thought that was like a dragon's tail at first.
Other than that, the Bulma and Oolong look pretty cool. They look like post-apocalyptic almost.
I really like when Oda does stuff like this as well. In fact, he has so much of it that there's a bunch of different books with all of those arts in them. And I have one.
Yeah, Oda does. I have the other one.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah, Oda does a lot of like cover art illustration and in full color as well, which is nice. There's obviously like a title page for every chapter when it's published. I don't really know how much we'll see them though in these scans. I know that like sometimes at the end of the volume they'll just all be there at once, but I know that doesn't happen at the end of this volume that we're reading online here, so I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, the title pages are always nice because they put a little more detail into the illustrations, I think like for probably everybody, not just Toriyama, So anyway, this chapter starts off with Roshi calling out the Ox King for being a murderer. I don't know if you guys really like caught that detail. And Ox King's just like, yes, I'm sorry. I killed everyone.
Yeah, he got greedy. He got greedy with his treasure.
And he also says it's pathetic that the Ox King can't just put out the fire himself.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for someone that was trained by Roshi, Ox King's kind of a bitch.
Yeah, we don't really see too much of him in the whole series.
Like, is he even stronger than Yamcha at this point? Like, do you think Yamcha could actually fight the Ox King at this point?
Yamcha right now at this point?
Right. Like, right now, in the current what's happening, would Yamcha be able to take Ox King? Because Yamcha's pretty strong right now, right? I mean, like, as far as we know, he's one of the stronger characters in the series currently. Not that there's a lot of characters that have been introduced, but, like...
Yeah.
He's definitely stronger.
That's an interesting question.
He's probably a little bit weaker than Goku, but he's definitely stronger than Krillin, and he's obviously weaker than Roshi. But like, I feel like Yamcha's probably stronger than Ox King. I think Ox King is just big and has a reputation. You know?
I think you're right.
He has killed a lot of people, though.
Right, but who's to say those people were like fighters, right? Like, could have just been like thieves and shit.
Yeah, they were probably the little like Playmobil figures from that one town that Oolong was terrorizing.
Right, exactly. Playmobil. That's funny. That's really funny.
So
that's an old joke. I don't think everyone's gonna get that joke.
That's okay. It was for you, Adam.
I figured. I know Evan doesn't get it, so.
Can't say I do.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to school you on some stuff later.
We'll have a whole nother podcast about that. So Roshi here, tells Goku to go talk to Bulma about the agreement, and Bulma freaks out on them, rightfully so.
I love Roshi's fucking face on page 5 here.
When he's like hiding behind Goku in the middle.
Yeah, no, on the bottom right, where he's like, I won't put out the fire. Yeah.
Yeah, we get Bulma's like spiky teeth. I will say, there's a lot of good faces here. I was actually reading some Dr. Slump again over the holiday break, and there's a lot of fucking funny facial expressions in Dr. Slump. You got to give it to Toriyama there with his early stuff. It kind of goes away as the series goes on for sure, you know. So, and then on the next page 6, right at the top, Bulma turns into like, I don't know, a Looney Tunes character or something.
Character on fucking nightmare fuel. Are you kidding me?
So they agree. They make a little pinky promise or whatever, and Roshi's getting ready to do this thing. He takes off his shirt. He's a very scrawny man, but he says, "Sexy, ain't I?" I thought that was
ain't I?
That was a pretty funny line. And then he gets up on the wall. He's almost falling off, but he balances, and then he gets fucking huge. Page 9. Classic shot of Roshi getting buff.
Where have I seen this before?
Where have I seen this?
I mean, it's pretty iconic.
Where have the people who clicked on this video seen this before? So yeah, also, we get just. I
went to write something to Evan in the Discord, and I fucking had the screen share on, so people saw. People saw Gundam sombrero or sombrero.
Oh
Gundam.
Man, is that actually what it's called?
No, it's probably called like Cactus Gundam or something stupid.
Oh
like
my
that,
god!
All of them have a stupid name like that.
It's Tequila Gundam.
There you go.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Is it actually Tequila Gundam?
Yes, it is.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
I told you it have a stupid name like that.
It's according to the Gundam Wiki, at least, or the G Gundam Wiki.
Yeah, that makes sense. They all have dumb names, like Dragon Gun. Well, I guess Dragon's fine, but like, I don't know. They're all bad for the most part, but that's all right.
So, over the next couple pages here, we just get a lot of cool art of Roshi charging up the Kamehameha, all the hand poses.
I will say back on 9, I really like the black energy waves that Toriyama drew. I think those are really cool.
Yeah, this is kind of like how he draws energy like that. I think throughout the whole series it will look like that. Like, sometimes it'll look different, but this kind of will stay throughout the whole series as well. Which, it never looks like this in the anime. So...
I think this is like the nicest looking panel we've seen so far too.
Yeah, it's great. And like page 11 is also really cool.
Yeah.
I like the middle panel of the shine on his glasses, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I believe that Toriyama's wife helped him come up with the name and maybe even the like hand gesture as well.
Really? Where the fuck do you find this shit out, Jesse? How do you even know that?
Well, I did shout out in the first episode, Kanzenshu. I mentioned that they are pretty much the written word of Dragon Ball, so they've got a lot of history about the series. So, and they also have a podcast. So, like, you know, I drive around a lot. I listen to that sometimes. So yeah, so that's well, you know, some hours in a row. And then on page 12 we get like a double spread of him firing the final blast. This is what it looks like. Also before, Yamcha explained how this move worked. You concentrate your energy and expel it all at once. So that makes sense, I would
obviously.
say. I love, though, on page 12, the reaction shots from everybody on the right page. And it really looks like there's light shining on them. You know, it looks really good.
Yeah, I was just about to point that out. I just said that page 9 was one of the best looking panels. This is also a really nice panel, especially with the faces and the light.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did a really nice job. I think it's super impressive that Roshi even came up with this technique, because it's like, because if you think about it, like obviously at this point in Dragon Ball, like they're not really familiar with the other planets and other alien races and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But like there's so many different other races that use beam attacks. Like the Saiyans grow up using beam attacks, you know.
Right.
Same with probably Namekians too. And it's like the Earthlings, nobody knows what this is. And one day Roshi's like, I wonder if I could just shoot my energy as a beam, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It just
awesome.
kind of happened.
It's pretty
I
cool.
love you pointing that out, for sure.
Yeah.
It's funny too, Vegeta even says, I don't know if this is like cool or not, but when Vegeta is doing the beam struggle with Goku, he even says like, that's just like my move that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right. The coolest move, in my opinion.
What, the Kamehameha?
No, the Gallic Gun.
Oh, the Gallic Gun.
But the way that Vegeta shoots it, when his hands are like that weird, like
behind his head or whatever.
Right, that way of shooting the Gallic Gun. That is cool. Also, I enjoyed that version of Vegeta way more than his
the Saiyan Saga Vegeta.
Yeah, I like that. Not that I like that iteration of him, because I like Vegeta a lot more than I like Goku throughout the rest of the series. But I like that design of him where he's a little bit smaller.
Mm-hmm. Dude, the fight between him and Goku is so good looking in the manga, dude. Oh my goodness. Can't wait to get there.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I remember the one night we were hanging out a while ago and you told me to look up Vegeta in the Saiyan arc and then Vegeta in the Buu arc and compare their necks.
Yeah, Dragon Ball is the king of thick-ass necks.
Vegeta pretty much has a chest on his neck.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's got this little pencil neck in the Saiyan arc, and then, like, the Buu arc, his neck is, like, bigger than his thigh.
Oh, my God.
So let's move on to the next chapter, but wrapping up, I just want to point out the very last panel of this chapter. Roshi just sticks his tongue out like, "Tee, look what I did."
Yeah,
oops. Thought that was funny.
Yeah, well, he can't twirl his hair, so he has to do the tongue and the hand behind the head thing.
So, Adam, if you could pull up page 1 of the next chapter.
Oh, no, I will not do that.
Evan, if you can pull up page 1 of the next chapter. So this is the new Kanzenban volume artwork. Like I was telling you guys, this artwork is from like 2002 to 2004. What do you think about Roshi and Goku here? I actually really like this picture of Goku at the bottom.
I like this a lot more just because it's more true to Dragon Ball, whereas the other one I thought was more reminiscent of like GT.
Yeah,
Goku.
You were saying that. Yep. Yeah, he looks really nice here, and I love like.
I think it's interesting that he's gray and Roshi's colored, but
I think Roshi looks like a Boy Scout in this.
Yeah, I think he does as well. He looks. Oh man, I was gonna say he looks like this one character from Dofus, but I don't think you guys know what Dofus is.
I do not.
More like Doofus.
Yeah,
that could be our podcast name for it.
Okay. He looks like this one character from Doofus.
On the next page, they also have a little cameo appearance by Aang, the Avatar, on page 2. If you didn't notice.
Oh yeah.
What on the left?
Yeah. No, on the right, Jesse.
Yeah, the little bear with the target.
I see. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
You're right. I got you.
Also, it seems that this was cleaned and typeset by Feanor, who is one of the ancient elves from Lord of the Rings.
Really?
The Noldor elf who departed from Valinor. Like, legitimately, they're like one of the most important elves in Lord of the Rings was named Feanor.
Now who's a dork, huh?
I guess he's a Dragon Ball fan. Yeah, doofus.
Yeah, you doofus.
Yeah, at least I don't fucking watch Doofus or Dingfuck or whatever the fuck you called.
So anyway, page 6.
Shut up.
Page 6, we have another title page. I like this one a lot too. Just Goku with the Dragon Balls. Nothing extraordinary, but a very nice looking piece here.
Yeah, the tripart staff.
So this chapter, we get Goku right away saying that he wants to learn the Kamehameha as well. The Kamehameha wave, dude. And Roshi says it's going to take 50 years to learn that.
Nobody's got time for that.
Of course, Goku can just bust one out right away. Page 9, we see him whip one out, and it's much smaller than Roshi's. And who is his foe here of the Kamehameha? Their car. So he destroys their own car. So smart stuff there, Goku. Roshi's like really impressed by this, obviously, and Ox King mentions that he is Gohan's grandson. So Roshi goes over to talk to Goku, and he says that Gohan's already died. And Roshi says, that sucks, but hey, if you want to come train with me, I'll train you up just like I trained your grandfather, And Goku says he'll maybe come do that after they find the rest of the Dragon Balls. So Bulma finds the Dragon Ball they were there for in the rubble. I guess I forgot to mention that while Roshi did put the fire out, he also destroyed the whole mountain and castle.
I'm honestly confused at why the fire went out and just didn't get bigger and spread more.
I guess because it was a mystical fire. I don't.
Yeah. Also, did they explain how the fire happened?
God, apparently.
Oh.
Is that what they said?
Yeah, that's what they said. They were saying, "Oh yeah, some shit. God sent down fire from the heavens or whatever."
Yeah, I do remember Oolong saying that it used to be called Pleasantly Cool Mountain, but now it's on fire, something like that, something stupid.
Jesus.
So yeah, Bulma finds the ball in the rubble. Now they only need one more, and they the Ox King gives them his sweet-looking car since Goku just destroyed theirs. Page 13. What do you guys think about that vehicle? Pretty cool, right?
That
Pretty
vehicle, machine guns.
Yeah, that is a immediate upgrade to that piece of shit Fiat or whatever they were driving. No, that was actually a car, right? Wasn't that one actually a car?
Yeah, I remember we looked it up. Yep.
This is like a hovercraft.
Yeah, this one's cool as fuck. I like this a lot. But this is more like Dragon Ball Z esque car, Like I feel like I don't know. I feel like they ditch the old car look later into the series and just go with this half circle type machine for a lot of the vehicles.
Yeah, a lot more like hovercraft.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, so they go to take off, and unfortunately, Roshi never forgets, though. He's like, hey, Bulma, you owe me. I put this fire out. You owe me, And she's like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I hate this. I hate this so much.
As much as I enjoy the comedy in Dragon Ball, I'm very glad we move away from the pervy stuff going forward. Except whenever Roshi's on screen.
Yeah, I think it's like a combination of a few things. It's like Toriyama being a perv himself. Toriyama thinking that pervy humor and toilet humor is hilarious. And also maybe he thinks that old Japanese people are all perverts. Because there's some other old characters in the series too that are also pervs a little bit. So I don't know, man. Maybe that's just his thing.
Like Professor Briefs.
Professor Briefs. Fucking his name alone is disgusting me.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, but Bulma tries to find a way out of this, and I guess it kind of works for her at least. She gets Oolong to pretend to be her, and he's like, hey, you know what? We're not just gonna touch my boobs. You can have the upgrade to the Puff Puff. So we get this classic Puff Puff scene, infamous, I guess you could say. And, like we said, It's trying to be funny, but it is pervy, and I think like you know for like I guess as harmless or as intended or whatever. Like I think a lot of the pervy humor does bring this arc like to the bottom of the list for me. I would say,
Now, what the fuck is going on with Roshi's face on page 18? First off, he's lost like 70 pounds. Second off, what is going on with his face?
Well,
Yeah,
he lost all that because of the blood, I think, right?
Right.
right.
But like,
It's funny you brought that up. I like how his mouth is like really far down his goatee.
yeah, this
Thought that
looks
was pretty
weird.
funny. It's a pretty
Oh,
funny
fuck.
scene in the anime too. I will say, like with the voice acting going on, and like instead of just like blood splatters, it's more like fireworks are going off, and I don't know. It's kind of funny in the anime. But before they finally head out, Chi-Chi, tells Goku that he better come back and make his bride, and he has no idea what that means. But he's like, well, if you're gonna make me something, I'll come get it, I guess. So there it is. He promised. So that's why they're together. Toriyama's great at writing romance. And we'll see that. We'll see that when Bulma and Vegeta get together in a time skip. In a time skip that we never even see happen. But so yeah, they head off and they've only got one Dragon Ball left to find, and Yamcha, of course, is still following them. Chapter 16, they are going west. Journey to the west, anyone? You get it. You get it. They're going through the Mushroom Kingdom.
Oh, yeah, okay, so I really like this world area, this part of the world, whatever this fucking desert mushroom fucking village is.
Yeah.
I think it's a really, really cool. I also think it's super interesting that on page 3 in the town, there's like telephone poles as well, like mixed in with the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also slavery.
Oh.
As you can see, this man is leading this animal by like some reins or something. But as we've seen plenty of times before, animals can think and speak.
Oh my God.
So like he's just enslaved this thing.
That's very interesting. I always, in school, I always fucking argued with people that Flintstones was just a show about animal slavery.
Oh my God.
That's amazing. Now, I totally agree. This whole area looks cool, but like the shit that they deal with in this part of the story is just so fucking dumb.
Oh my God!
This is my least favorite shit that we've done so far.
Yeah, page 7.
Yeah, so
great page when we get to it.
This is probably the lowest stakes that they've encountered so far, maybe. So yeah, they are in this town like we've been talking about. They need gas. So they're getting gas, and everybody is really staring and kind of running away from them all. And Bulma goes off by herself to shop for capsules. And then we see like no one's charging them for the gas, no one's charging them for the capsules or anything. And she thinks obviously it's because she's a beautiful girl. And they're just giving her all the free stuff.
Duh.
That's how the world works. That's how the world spins, baby.
Let's go. Let's go, world.
So, okay. Page 7, as Adam mentioned, here we get these two characters also wearing bunny ears.
And I find it very interesting that the only person drawn with lips so far is the black guy.
Wow.
Right, so this is actually, we'll see these characters later. This is base form Kami and Mr. Popo.
Oh my God, Jesse. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, so, whatever. Stanley from The Office, maybe? Not about the lips, but he kind of looks like him, I would say.
He definitely has the Stanley mustache, so.
Stanley and Gabe, maybe?
Oh, God.
Wow.
I think that's a pairing that literally never talked to each other in The Office. Anyway, different podcast, guys. So we see these guys. They've got bunny ears. They've also got guns, and everyone's scared of them too. So that's probably why everybody's scared of Bulma. They probably think she's connected to these guys,
Right. That's what I would
guess.
But
she's off getting new clothes.
She looks like I Dream of Jeannie.
She does. I think they literally like say that in the translator notes.
Do they?
In like the front page, yeah. But I
didn't
don't think
notice.
you. I doubt you read those anyway.
Fuck no.
Fuck no. Fuck that bullshit. But yeah, so she gets this new outfit and she takes off her rabbit ears, and then they're like, "Wait a minute, you're not fucking part of the rabbit gang," you know? She's like, "What the fuck's a rabbit gang?" And I want to. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't know if you move past page 8, but on page 8, I like the duck-billed camel with the pooba.
Yep, that is exactly what I was just about to say.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. Wait,
bad.
what did you call it? A booba?
A pooba.
A pooba.
A pooba.
Oh.
What do you think it's called?
Oh, isn't that a fez? Is that like the same thing?
Yes.
It might be.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
look this up now.
Well, I think it's according to Google, Grand Poobah is a character rank from I guess something Japanese, but then also the Flintstones. Funnily enough,
It all comes full circle, baby.
It all comes Flint Sturkle, baby.
Yeah, the Order of the Water Buffalo.
Yes.
And the Grand Poobah. But pictures of that hat do come up when you search Poobah.
Nice.
And it does when you search Fez.
So we taught each other new words.
No.
Wow.
You didn't teach me anything, Jesse.
You caught me.
I'm all knowing. I already knew all this stuff. I didn't have to look it up on Google or anything.
So we see these rabbit gang guys. I'll tell you what, these guys are real jerks. You know?
Yeah.
They're out there pushing people around. They're just coming up with anything. Hey, kid, don't stand in front of me, kid. It's just a little kid, you know? But these guys are real jerks. I'll be the first to say it. And they come over, they start harassing Bulma.
What's that from?
Goku doesn't like that. Goku's just trying to eat a sandwich or whatever. On page 11 there. He's saying, yeah, you're right. I'll beat these guys up. I love page 12. The whole page. Goku's big smile up at the top. And then, bam, the Raccoon punch. He does that to Raccoon. Boom, kick. Raccoon kick, too. No.
Shot for shot, this is the Raccoon fight scene.
He takes these guys out, and I love on page 13 this, like, bottom left panel of Goku flipping over this guy, and you see, like, the 5, after effects or whatever, or after images of him. Love that shot there. So he takes the guys out, and then everybody's like, you done it now, because they called for their boss. They called for the big man, Mr. Rabbit.
Yeah, and this shit is fucking stupid. There's no way around it. It's just fucking dumb.
Well, I will say this.
I don't know why I wrote a note for this page, because I don't see anything that even fucking resembles what I wrote as a note. But
what page?
What'd you write?
Page 15 of chapter 16. I wrote Maple Story, and I for the life of me, I don't know why the fuck I wrote that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess because the carrot guy reminds me of Maple Story. I don't fucking know. The Rabbit Man. I really don't get it. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, me neither.
So in chapter 17, the guys say that they're going to all be turned into carrots, right? And then on page 3, in the bottom left, we get the greatest foreshadowing of all time. Goku thinking about carrots. You guys know where I'm going with this?
I do, actually.
Don't spoil it for the kids at home.
I won't.
Page 4, I will say, for as stupid, I mean, yeah, this is a gag manga at this point. This is a gag chapter. For as stupid as this chapter is, I love the design of both the car is just ridiculous, but also the character of Toe that we'll get to. I love his design here. You don't even like his design, Evan?
No, I don't.
No?
This whole thing is just so dumb.
It is very
I
dumb.
mean,
I enjoy it, though.
It was just such a pain to read through.
He
I
sort of
don't
looks
know.
like he could be a Dragon Quest enemy, which I don't think. No, Toriyama by this point has definitely not started designing for Dragon Quest, but once we get to like 85, 86, he pretty much designs for every Dragon Quest game, like every year. While he does Dragon Ball, so
80. You mean Chapter 85?
No, I mean like 1985.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think right now, like this chapter came out in 84 still, or maybe actually it is 85 by this point. I don't know.
So if this guy touches you, he turns you into a carrot.
Right, and he shows that power off by turning Bulma into a carrot. And this guy's name is in Japanese Tonin Jinka. And what's interesting about this name is that you know how you'll hear like, oh well, this actually doesn't like translate into English that well, right? To is like it means rabbit. It's like the kanji for rabbit, but ninjinka means turn you into a carrot. It literally means that. So like this guy is the rabbit who turns you into the carrot.
Jesse, I ask you again, how the fuck do you know this?
I'm just looking it up. I mean, something like that is more interesting as just like a learning like things about a language standpoint. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty.
Yeah, I guess.
So I don't know what you guys are talking about. I wasn't paying attention, but I'm pretty interested in the Dragon Quest timeline now because I just looked up the first 3 Dragon Warriors, and he absolutely did not do the artwork for that, but he did the artwork for Dragon Quest 1 through 3, which I think are just re-releases in America. I don't.
Oh yeah, Dragon Warrior is what it was called when it came to America.
No. Okay, well, he definitely didn't do the design work for those.
Not for Dragon Warrior. It's kind of like, you know, if you look at like the early Mega Man artwork in the American release, but then you compare it to the artwork in Japan and it just looks like normal Mega Man.
Oh, okay.
But then the American release is like a normal like looking dude in a blue outfit. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
you know,
yeah, of course.
So it's like that. Like it came out in Japan first.
Right. I know
Dragon
that.
Quest.
I thought it came out in Japan first as Dragon Warrior, and then translated to Dragon Quest in America.
Gotcha. Yeah, and what's interesting too about those early games is that when they were ported to the Super Nintendo, they got like redone artwork and everything that looks more like his late Dragon Ball Z artwork. Compared to the original designs, that looks more like this chibi style. So that's kind of cool too. Kind of cool too. So yeah, this guy's name, Toe the Carroter, they call him here, which I fucking hate. I think a lot of places just call him the Carrotizer Bunny, Carrotizer Rabbit.
Wait, why do you not like Toe the Carroter?
Because what the fuck, Carroter?
He turns people into carrots. What do you mean? Why do they call people who make shoes cobblers? Because they make cobble?
Hey, great Adam Sandler movie.
I know. Oh, we were actually just talking about Adam Sandler movies the other day in a Discord chat, and man, so many bad Adam Sandler movies.
So many awful ones.
You know, I'm sorry, I'm gonna derail this again. And
That's okay.
Jack and Jill, real quick.
I never actually seen it.
I've never seen it either.
Me neither. But the way that someone put it to me was actually really funny. He's like, don't think about it like an Adam Sandler comedy. Think about it like Tim and Eric did this fucking movie. Adam Sandler plays 2 different fat people that are different genders that are also Jack and fucking Jill. I was like, if you put it like that, that's funny. But like,
right.
But that's not what it is.
But that's not what it is, and it's bad.
I'll never forget when Uncut Gems came out.
Best Adam Sandler movie.
He tweeted and he was like, if this movie doesn't win a fucking Oscar, I'm going to make a movie that's so bad you're all going to fucking pay.
And then he came out with like Hubie Halloween or something, right?
Which was a horrible fucking movie.
I didn't see it.
Not good.
Watched like 20 minutes of it and I was like, we're done with this. He's doing that voice that I fucking hate that he does that isn't funny.
Which one?
It's not the 90s anymore.
Which one? Which one?
The stupid voice. The voice he does in all of the movies where he's like playing someone who's stupid.
I am Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
That one?
Literally that shit. And I was like, all right, this is bad Adam Sandler.
Oh, apparently the character's name is Hubie Dubois. So I could see that. I could see the.
Yeah, I'm sure one night he was laying in bed just making those noises and was like, you know, it kind of sounds like I'm saying Hubie Dubois. That's gonna be a character in a new show I'm gonna do.
Dude, let me just say before we move off, his stand-up is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah,
though.
I agree.
The Netflix special, and then also I saw him when concerts were still a thing last year or 2 years ago now at this point. And it was all different material, and he was just fucking phenomenal, dude. He's so funny.
He is funny.
Yeah,
He makes movies for boomer humor. Like that's
oh
it.
no.
Yeah.
Is that like a looter shooter?
I literally,
nice.
as I said, boomer humor, I didn't even like consider what I was saying. I just, you know, that's what it is. You know, that's what it is. But he is a fantastic actor, and Uncut Gems is fucking incredible.
That was an awesome movie.
But he didn't direct or make that movie, so that, you know, that also makes sense.
Hey, so going back to Dragon Ball, I really like how on page 9 of this chapter he calls Oolong a pig, but he's also talking to a carrot, rabbit. I don't know.
Wait, what? On page 9?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He calls him I'll be honest, I thought he was talking to what's his fucking face.
He thought he was talking to
Yeah,
he was talking to Toe.
Yeah, but he's not. Never mind.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll cut that part out.
I was just.
We'll fix that in editing for sure.
Yeah. Okay. We'll just. How many times have we said that?
I will never.
It's kind of like a running gag.
Whatever we say is being left in. So don't say anything you'll regret.
I certainly regret.
So
saying
Roshi
that.
gives Bulma the puff puff. Yeah, so anyway, you know, at first Goku, like, he doesn't really know what to do because he can't touch this guy, and also Bulma's been turned into a carrot, and he threatens to eat the fucking carrot, psychopath. And, you know,
he's a rabbit, so... Also, at this point, if that's the case, why doesn't he, instead of having his two goons beat up Goku that probably aren't really even hurting him, because it's Goku...
Yeah.
Like, why doesn't he just turn him into a carrot at that point?
Right, and then he can have two carrots to eat. Like, what the hell?
Because he can't touch them.
What's this guy thinking?
What do you mean he can't touch him?
Because then what? Are we going to follow around Toe the Carroter for 500 chapters, Adam? Come on.
It might be interesting. Who knows?
Well, he can't get anywhere close to Goku. He can't touch him. Because he's got the staff.
Up. What do you... Evan, look on page 10, please.
Yeah, at first he's fighting with the staff, but then he's like, I'm going to eat your friend. So then Goku just lays there and gets beaten by the goons.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's when Yamcha comes up with the idea, Pwar! Turn into a bird and swoop down and get the carrot.
It's a brilliant idea.
Why do you hate this chapter so much, Evan? When they're coming up with plans like that.
It's so dumb.
One of the few chapters where Yamcha's useful and cool. Come on.
Yeah, so Yamcha beats up the other two guys. Goku gives the rabbit a nice head bonk on page 13 there. And then he does the reversal dance, which I thought was pretty funny. On the bottom of page 13, he just like puts his knee up in the air and claps. Hey!
Yeah.
and then she turns back. So then I like how when Goku is tying up everybody, they're all like, "Boss, don't touch us," you know, and he's like got his hands sticking out of the although he should turn them into carrots and then the rope will fall,
right,
and then run away.
But also it doesn't work like that. Doesn't he need to like activate the carrot power? It's not like he just touches you and you turn into a carrot, right?
That's probably also the case. Yeah.
You know, Toriyama, you got too many holes in this fucking manga.
Toriyama, go back to slump, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
So what's interesting here is that he puts the pole in the ground and he's going to carry them up to the moon. We'll find out, right? But notice here that he tells the staff to grow, and then he literally climbs up it.
All the way to the moon.
Right. Whereas later on in the series, he can just like stay at the top, and it will grow with him at the top of it.
Also, it
So
went all the way to the moon. Can it really extend that fucking far?
in gag theory, yes, it can. So
That makes sense. Also,
it went all.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, this is a reference. There's a translator note here
Right.
that this is a reference to the kid's tale about how the craters on the moon are actually a rabbit making mochi. It's like a little Japanese little kid's tale.
So this is why I wrote Maple Story. I wrote it in the wrong parts of my note because in Maple Story, when you're a very low level, like level 15, I think you can start doing this. There's a dungeon you can do with other people. It's like the first one you can do where you have to protect the moon bunny while he makes mochi from monsters.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
So next chapter here, chapter 18, we get Goku yelling at Oolong for always running away, which is, a talk that needed to happen.
He's a real dispirited person.
Big words for Goku, I think.
Yeah.
Dispirited.
Wait, where do you see this on what page?
On page 2.
Oh, what? Dispirited. Oh,
okay. So then we see this nameless woman up on top of one of the mushrooms here, and she's talking to Pilaf Sama, she says, so we kind of know he's in charge, and another character named Soba. Now, Soba...
Yes, Jesse, we know. Noodles and rice. Come on. You think the audience is that stupid?
Well, actually, Adam, wouldn't you like to know that Soba and this nameless woman get renamed when the anime starts happening because he never gave the girl a name?
Oh, really?
So then when they kind of had like more of a role in like filler scenes in the anime. So they needed a name. So he was like, "Oh, we'll call them Shu and Mai."
Oh, right, Shu. It was his name. I knew her name was Mai.
Yep. So they're Shu and Mai.
Oh, for Shu Mai. Oh my gosh, I love Shu
Mai. Yeah, come on, Adam. We know noodles and rice. Noodles and rice. So they are also tracking the Dragon Balls, and we see the car that Goku and everybody's traveling gets shot by maybe a missile or some kind of bomb or something, and this mecha jumps out. And it's piloted by a ninja dog, and it's a pretty like cool looking mecha, I guess. Nothing crazy, but we see it there on page 5 in the bottom left.
Jesse, the way you put that was really funny. I don't even know. This robot comes out and it's piloted by a ninja dog.
So this thing steals the Dragon Balls. Did you want to say something, Adam?
I was just gonna say that mech reminds me of literally every single mech that's ever been used in Dragon Ball. But
seriously.
It's just the same mech with different arms and legs every time Toriyama
uses
it.
Well, yeah. Well, we see... If you're thinking about the other mech that I'm thinking about, it's also the Pilaf gang's mech.
When they go underwater and retrieve a Dragon Ball.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Nice. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this mech, he's like, sorry, but not sorry. I'm stealing your Dragon Ball.
Oh my god.
And he takes them. And they're all mad. But Goku pursues on the flying Nimbus, and when he gets to the mech, he fights it and he kills it. But it's an empty mech. The ninja dog's shoe is gone already. So I thought that was a pretty funny scene.
Hey, and he thinks like, oh, it's dead. What a weakling.
So, he comes back to the group, and Bulma isn't really surprised that other people know about the Dragon Ball since it was written in an old history book. Thought that was a nice little detail there. Oolong says that they should just give up on the quest and that he'll be Bulma's girlfriend or boyfriend. So I thought that was kind of funny. So yeah, Goku returns here, and
it would certainly save us a lot of chapters, but go on.
Page 10. Oh, page 10, top left. Just Bulma now has the jaws of life in her skull. Pretty funny reaction shot there. And there's nothing to worry about, though, because Goku still has his Dragon Ball. So even though all the other ones got stolen, they don't have all 7. They can't make the wish. So they are like, all right, well, I bought some capsules. Let's go use the capsules. We don't have any capsules.
Oh my
Capsules got
gosh.
stolen too. So this is when we see Yamcha finally step up. He's been following them like a creepo. And
Every time he
steps up.
shows up, he's like, "Hey, wow, what a weird coincidence."
Yeah.
Totally
I
not
can't-
stalking you guys or anything.
I can't believe we've been traveling the same way across the whole country. So yeah, he steps up, and I wanted to point out page 12 on the bottom right panel. This is the first shot of the whole crew together. I would say, as one traveling pack. So that's nice.
What is
That's nice to
Bulma
see.
do? Oh, I even have that written down in my notes. That's really weird. What is Bulma? I actually have written it as Burma. What is she doing in this fucking panel?
With
Well,
the
she's-
fingers?
Yeah, like the fucking fingers. What are the fingers? What is
That's
this?
that's the love sign.
I love you.
What?
You never seen that before?
You trace your
no.
pinky, and then you trace the L of your thumb, and then you trace the U of your fingers. I love you.
It means
never
like
heard of
love,
this.
and it also is like the alternative to the devil horns when you're a Christian rocker.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Like,
It's
you
like
know?
our boy Dante Conestoga.
Is that a Christian rock band?
No, that's fucking.
is that
Yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah, yeah.
I know who that is. But like, what?
I don't know what kind of music they make, but I don't fucking want to know. So.
Yeah, me neither. Who gives a fuck?
I mean, not me.
He actually, side note, he popped up on Instagram the other day, and it's
Me
just
too.
like, so someone you might need to follow.
And it was that name, and I was like, Dante Conestoga. What the?
Oh God,
That's amazing.
Yeah. So goofy.
fucking dickhead.
So page 13, here we get the reveal of Pilaf, and we get Shu's like full design. I love Shu. He is so tiny and a ninja dog. Very, very cute looking in that panel there. And Pilaf is just a motherfucker. This guy's pretty goofy too.
Pilaf always reminded me of Garlic Jr.
Definitely. Yep.
Yeah,
Totally
agreed.
know what you mean.
And I hated Garlic Jr.
Especially because, like, as a kid, you would barely see, like, either of those characters. So you were always like, are these related or something? Are they the same?
I would literally never watch the Garlic Jr. stuff. After the first time I saw it, I was like, I don't ever want to watch this again. It was literally, like, my least favorite part of Dragon Ball Z. I don't know why.
Well, that is legit filler.
Right,
so.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. It sucks.
Yeah, it's not good. It was really fucking bad, actually. Fuck the intern that came up with that shit.
So I want to point out. I want to point out on page 14, the gang shows up at the castle. My favorite Always Sunny episode. The gang shows up at the castle, and does this castle like look small? Right.
It does.
It looks pretty small.
Okay. Just keep that in mind for when we get to the Great Ape stuff, because there's a lot of like size variation going on with the Great Ape stuff that I don't know if you guys were like questioning, but kind of weird. But anyway, so they show up and they do a they are going through the caves and they're following these arrows on the floor. Wonder where this leads.
Well, I mean,
oh right,
wouldn't you? Oh, well.
Of course. Well, I'm sure Goku thought there was snacks or something at the end of this thing.
That would make sense.
But don't they do this in Alabasta too? It's like the same thing, right?
I guess it's kind of the same thing when they go into the casino and then they get trapped.
Yeah.
They get told like, yeah, you guys are VIPs, come this way, and then one of the ways is like, this leads to a trap, this leads to the treasure or whatever, and they go, huh. That one's obviously a trap, and they go to the one that says this is a trap, I believe, and then they get trapped. Something along those lines. I could be wrong, but something like that.
No, I think you're right.
One day I like randomly put on an episode of the anime for One Piece, and it was like that episode, and this one vocal performance always stood out to me because it's everybody looking for Crocodile and Vivi. and they're just screaming crocodile, baby, and it's like just cemented into my head.
That was a really good impersonation, Jesse.
That was.
I was impressed with the VV one. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
You can't whistle, but you can certainly sound like some cracked out Luffy.
No, wait, I'll whistle right here. Ready?
I was gonna say whistling does not sound good over the mic either, so I'd probably still say it sounds bad.
So, yeah, so they fall into the trap. Next chapter, chapter 19, page 2. We get a cool Brady Bunch style title page here, and we'll actually see that I think a pretty good amount of times throughout the series. So that's always a fun one to look for.
Brady Bunch.
And then it looks like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that.
Literally, Alice is right in the middle, dude.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. It's got like Chi-Chi, Oolong, Bulma, and what the fuck is with this actual woman? Like, it's not even drawn. It's just a picture of the woman.
It's it's
like an actual. It's a moving GIF somehow on the page.
Dude, I always was very creeped out by the Brady Bunch.
I never really watched it.
Yeah, I never really watched it either. I didn't like it when I was a kid.
Yeah, my family all fucking like that shit. Just like, guys, these people are weird as hell, man. These people.
Yeah, they're clearly all fucking each other. Why are we watching this show?
Yeah, they're all step siblings, you know? Like, they're definitely getting it in.
Poppy will sing the song sometimes, but he says something like, "And she turned out to be a real big bitch." He says that.
Oh, Poppy.
So page 3 here, I love. We get some full color action, y'all. I think it looks gorgeous for the next couple pages. What do y'all think? You like that?
Yeah, I think it looks nice.
You think it looks gorgeous?
Gorgeous might be subjective.
For the podcast.
It looks like it was colored with crayon, honestly.
It kind of does. I like Bulma's hair. The mushrooms look awful.
I don't think any of it looks awful. I think it looks nice for sure, but you know, it was the 90s or the 80s or whenever the fuck he wrote this stupid thing. So
I'm just finishing up wiping some tears, and then we can get back to it. So, okay, so the crew, Shu and Mai, they went out to find the Dragon Ball, but it wasn't in their car. Mai notices that the boy probably has it on him because there's a sack between his legs, ... And Pilaf hates these tasteless jokes. No tasteless jokes around here. The mangaka is really refining his humor here. And Shonen Jump has been selling a lot of copies. So how does Mai respond? She has a poop stick from Dr. Slump. No jokes like this, damn it.
Yeah, that's from Dr. Slump, you say?
It is. And you know what's amazing, guys? I don't know if you knew this. I remember hearing this a couple years ago and then totally forgot and heard it recently. That thing inspired the poop emoji. Like Toriyama came up with that poopy swirl.
Are you sure that inspired?
No way.
I swear. One of you can Google it right now. Or Adam doesn't even have to use Google. He knows everything, actually.
That's true, but I don't know.
He was saying before.
Are you sure it was that and not Sukamon from Digimon, the Poopmon? Are you sure?
Well, that also came after this.
No. Wrong.
Oh, wow. First off, there's a pile of poop emoji Wikipedia page.
Are you surprised by that? There's probably a r/poop Reddit.
Who voiced him? Didn't Patrick Stewart voice the poop emoji in the Emoji Movie?
Oh, dude.
I don't know.
Did you watch it? You watched that movie?
No.
Yeah, I watched it. I just can't remember who voiced who.
You actually watched that movie, Jesse?
I would never watch that movie. Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Of course not.
Would not waste my time with that, my man.
Of course not. Anyway, I don't know if you guys are looking that up or not, but trust me, I know everything.
I'm not looking it up. I did show the people what Sukamon looked like. That's about
it. So we flip back to the holding cell where everybody else is, and Yamcha tries to make a joke goes over like a fucking fart in a church, you know what I mean?
Oh my god.
And that's a Poppy saying. And so Pilaf starts talking to them on the TV, and he's like, give up the Dragon Ball or I'm going to do something perverted, right? And I actually love this because when I read this, I was like, oh my god, even Pilaf is perverted? Like, what the fuck is going on? But then Toriyama, like, totally flips it, right? Because he takes up Bulma. He, like, this claw comes down and picks up Bulma. And she's up there and she's, like, flipping off Pilaf and everything like that. And he's going to do something really perverted to her. He blows her a kiss. Oh, that was so funny. And Shu and Mai are, like, so embarrassed by this, right? And Bulma was expecting much worse, and she just starts, like, listing all this stuff. There's a translator note in the beginning that Toriyama was just, like, making up this stuff, and the one thing, what is it? I'm not looking at it. Inguri Meguri or whatever is, like, a band name.
Inguri Munguri.
That's funny.
So, like, yeah, he was just, like, making shit up, but I really love that. And then, like, on page 9 there, Pilaf at the bottom, he's like, You're fucking gross. Like, how could someone be so perverted? You know?
Yeah. Hey, so I just Googled Inguri Munguri, and apparently it's crude Japanese slang from Toriyama's youth. It refers to the sound of slithering, groaning, and moaning that two people make when having sex, slipping around and groping one another. So get fucked, Jesse. I know this Dragon Ball fact over you.
Yeah, Jesse.
Wait, what?
Fuck you. You think you're so high
weird.
and mighty? You think you know everything about Dragon Ball?
You don't even know what Inguri Munguri is.
That's what I'm talking about. This guy's hosting this?
Someone else take over for host, please. I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
No. It says in the translator note here it's an old Japanese band, but whatever. It's super not important. Dragon Ball super not important. You know what I mean?
No, it is of imperative importance.
Yeah, it's pretty important, and maybe check your fucking sources before spouting stuff like that again.
Yeah, you hear that, translators? Go fuck yourself, translators.
Go fuck yourself, great elf of Lord of the Rings, Feanor.
Feanor. Come on, Jesse.
I'm just embarrassing myself more. So Pilaf throws Bulma back into the chamber, and then they all get knocked out with this gas. And then Pilaf, Shu, and Mai go down there to get the Dragon Ball, but they open up the door too soon. Pilaf doesn't have a gas mask on. He gets knocked out as well. I thought that was funny. So they do steal the ball. Some time passes. It's nighttime now. We see everybody trying to break out of the chamber. And Yamcha's like, use the Kamehameha. So he's able to pull out a small one. It busts a really tiny hole in the wall. And Puar turns into a bat, and he's able to get out of there. And Bulma's like, Oolong, you fucking better do something in this manga. Get out there. So he turns into a bat, too. And then on page 17, we see, dun, 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 Shenron.
This is a really cool image of Shenron.
Yes, very nice. It's that limited color palette. Very cool. He's not
it's really dope, honestly.
He's not super big, too, and like curly and everything. He's pretty confined, I would say. So, very cool. Chapter 20, page 3. Now, Adam, I was guessing that this is the page you were talking about where his twisty nature doesn't really add up.
Right. So if you look at the bottom right and see how he's got his... So we start at the bottom, right? He's got his underbelly. It comes up. All of this makes sense. Then we get to this... As his underbelly is curling behind his body one more time, what is this curve it does? Because now it's the opposite way. It's like... If it was a little bit further back, I'd buy it. Like if he showed it curling into that. But like that is just like so awkward looking.
I definitely see it. It's like too big of a twist.
Right. Too big of a twist
for that.
Yeah.
Right. For that.
No doubt.
Yeah.
But you know,
I do love.
I really think this panel is fucking awesome, though. Like besides,
look at like the shine or like whatever you would call this off of it. You know, where all the white meets the black. Like that all looks really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a really well done panel. I really like this one. I even have in my notes, awesome art.
Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong chapter in my notes.
That's okay.
Jesse, you should get this fucking page tattooed on you.
Yeah,
just like the square of the page. I do want a Dragon Ball tattoo, man. Evan, I mean, you've known I've said that for years and years. So now,
Yeah.
especially as big of a fan I am, I need to get one.
Well, that's what I'm saying, dog.
Page 4. I love Oolong's penis.
Yeah.
I just love Oolong's penis. No, but like I like totally didn't remember that. So reading that, I was like, what the hell, Oolong's penis?
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? That they show that because like.
Well, he's like Goku's age. They show his fucking penis. So
no, I don't mean that. I mean like I don't know. He transforms so much. I don't know. Like Poir doesn't have his out or anything, and his body's transformed. It doesn't really make. Any
remember
sense.
when he turned into a missile and launched, and then his penis like dragged across Goku's face?
Yes, I do.
He was on the Keystone.
I do remember that actually.
I wanted to say page 5 again, since we're just all this Shenlong shit. Page 5 is also a really awesome picture of him as well.
Mm-hmm.
This is more like his he still looks smaller here, but like that's kind of the iconic shot of what he looks like all out and stuff, you know. So Pilaf is pretty much going to make this wish here. And he's getting the words out, and Oolong realizes all he needs to do is make a wish first. So he runs, and page 7 and page 8, I fucking think this is hilarious, guys. He wishes for a girl's pair of panties. The very first wish.
I really enjoy Shenron's reaction on that page at the bottom. Like, he's just like, what?
Yeah, you can see his eyes are a little wide. And I love Oolong's, like, fist in the air. And then on page 8, like, him in the middle there, he just has such conviction on his face. You know, like, I have saved the world. I've done it. And then we just see this pair of underwear float down from the sky. Land on his face. I think that's a really funny, like, if you're reading this, dude, like, as it comes out or whatever, and you're like waiting to see what this first wish is, and then it's that. Like, I think that's really funny.
That is funny.
So everyone gets thrown into a different, stronger cell with a glass ceiling. We already see the power creep beginning here in the series. No one can bust out of this cell ever. I like on page 13, Goku tries to break the ceiling. I love his shot in the middle of the page there on page 13. His eyes all bug-eyed and everything. We also saw that the Dragon Balls flew away right after the wish was made, which Goku didn't know about. Remember, Bulma was keeping that from him. And here we get Yamcha says that maybe they should try to find the Dragon Balls again or something. And Bulma explains that it doesn't make a bit of difference, guys. The balls are inert.
I knew you were going to do that. I fucking knew it.
I did that for you, buddy. The balls are inert for 1 year, which I think is news to us as the reader as well, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Not me. I knew it. I already knew all that.
So Oolong wonders here what's going to happen to the title of this manga. Oh, that was funny. Pilaf says that the sun is going to cook everybody. That's why he's got the glass ceiling. Going to be like frying up ants. Did anyone ever do that? With a magnifying glass?
I never did that.
I've done that with magnifying glass, but I've never cooked ants with it, though. I never did that to the ants.
Yeah, if anything, maybe I burned a leaf.
Yeah. But, like, first off, what with this? What is with this? Like, it's gonna cook them up like a magnifying glass, even though it's just a glass ceiling.
Well, no.
It's also like a metal room, and they're in the desert and all. So I figure, right? Like, is that what you were thinking, Adam?
Yeah. I figured the sun beating down on this room, the metal paneling all over the room probably gets super hot, and it's just gonna cook them.
Yeah.
I don't think that would work.
You don't think that would work?
No, I do not.
You don't think something that an evil person in a manga cooked up would work? Oh, okay.
Cooked up.
Nope.
Cooked up. Nice.
Yeah, you like that?
Well, I love this at the end of the chapter here. Everybody's absolutely freaking out. You know, we get kind of everybody's last words. Even the narrator.
stupid. They don't know. They don't think it's not gonna work. They're all fucking dumb.
Oolong's gonna become pork fried rice over here, man.
Oh, just
Hey, that's
roasted
racist.
Pork. Just roasted pork.
It goes in the rice afterwards.
Oh.
I make it into rice.
Oh.
Even the narrator says this is the most desperate situation yet. Goku is hungry. Classic.
I don't blame him. I'm hungry.
So
I'm pretty hungry.
Yeah, I'm starving. I've actually had a pizza in the oven. Can't wait to get to that when we're done with this. I've been
slow in the oven for an hour and a half.
No,
no, I've been slow cooking it overnight.
Oh, that makes sense. He has the oven set to 100 degrees.
Yeah, yeah. It's at a cool 56. So chapter 21. No one can break out of this place. I wanted to know, page 3 in the top left, they're playing cards. Is that a dragon pinball machine, you think?
On what page you said?
Page 3.
That's funny. Yeah, it kind of looks like it, right?
Yeah.
I was wondering if the pun there is
maybe
like
it's a Dr. Slump. Maybe it's a doc.
That's what I was gonna say too. Wow, you're a big Toriyama fan, Adam.
Oh yeah, I know all of his works.
The poop emoji, you like that one?
Yeah, I knew all about that. I knew that Patrick Swayze voiced the poop emoji.
His last role.
His last great role, the poop emoji.
Everyone's just pretty defeated. Everyone's, out of energy. Goku is too hungry for this bullshit. Par's looking up at the full moon. Oolong doesn't understand how he could be so calm, something like this. And Goku starts talking about how a scary monster comes out on full moon nights, and that it actually killed his grandfather, Gohan. But Goku was asleep, so he doesn't really remember it. Like, he didn't really see anything.
Right.
But all he knows is that his grandfather would tell him to never look at the full moon. But obviously that night he did when he went pee. Sorry, guys. So everyone starts freaking out over this, and they're like, dude, this kid, is a monster, right? Like, he killed his fucking grandfather, and they're like, we should test it out. And then they're like, maybe we shouldn't test it out, because then we'll be stuck in here with him, right? And then Bulma points to the moon and says, don't look at the moon.
And then he fucking does it, like an asshole.
Look at the moon?
He looks at the moon. What's up, Adam?
I said... And I was making a joke about him looking at the moon.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Really
it wasn't a good joke. It's all right. Let's just move on. Forget I even.
Way to ruin it, Jesse.
No, I love it.
I don't step all over your lines, Jesse. All right.
So obviously he looks, and then he looks back, and it's fine. Nothing actually happened, but it takes a second, and then suddenly on page 8. Oh no.
Suddenly,
page 9, it snaps. And this middle panel on page 9 actually reminds me of Gohan's Super Saiyan 2 transformation. Keep that in mind. Kind of looks a little similar. And then, at the bottom here, we get more of these. It's a little bit different looking, but more of this, swirly aura kind of stuff.
I would say it's a bit more menacing. Because it's a bit darker. It's not like the other ones that had lines that shaded it. This is just black.
Totally. Yep. But then we just get a couple pages of the transformation. It starts on page 11. We get this scabby looking Goku, and then on the next page he's turning into the big ape. It's pretty much fully developed there, and then something's waking up Pilaf and everybody, some kind of loud racket. And then page 14, we get the double spread of the full ass great ape, the Ozaru.
I fucking love the great apes.
Yeah, me too.
One of my favorite things about the Saiyans is the great apes, and they just kill them off after the Saiyan saga.
That is true. Until GT.
But come on.
Yeah. Yep. Well, we'll get it a couple times though before it goes.
Oh yeah.
So the next
also,
chapter,
this panel is drawn very nicely as well.
What's that? Page 14.
Page 14 of chapter 21. 21. This panel is very nice looking.
I like how he's got like little mutton chops.
Yeah, I like that too.
Mm-hmm. So the next chapter, I wanted to point out page 2. We get him all big and stuff. He's like big, like the castle, right? Like we saw that in the last chapter too. But like he's big, like the castle, right?
Yeah.
But then we said that the castle looked kind of small, right?
Yeah.
All right, so just keep that in mind. On page 3, we see Yamcha like right behind him, and Yamcha pretty much comes up to like, if his leg was straight, not even like his knee, right?
Yeah, like couple. Yeah. That's about right.
Oh, and also I should point out here, Oolong's running away. He's got the panty on his head, of course.
Of course.
But this chapter is pretty much just Goku, smashing up the castle. The Pilaf gang, they get into a plane. They're trying to escape.
How they're all just sleeping in the same room.
Yeah, that is great. That is so funny.
The others start escaping as well. The draggin team, we'll call them. They start escaping as well. Goku sees the plane flying away. He just rips off a tower, throws the tower at the plane. So that worked. The plane's out of commission. But the tower falls right by the crew, and it lands on Bulma. And I kind of think it's funny. Let me see what page it even is. Page 10 at the bottom. Bulma's eyes, just like little dots.
Yeah.
I thought it was really funny. Yamcha just falls over there.
Honestly surprised she survived that.
Yeah, she got stuck.
It's actually just a ditto pretending to be Bulma.
Nice.
Nice. So Goku, as the great ape, is like rushing over towards them, and Poir mentions the tail, and Yamcha's yes, that's right, his tail is the weakness, and he goes in to grab it, and look at on page 14, like, look how small Goku looks here now.
I know. Go back to, I was just, now that you're mentioning this, go to page 12. Look how fucking gigantic he is on page 12.
Yeah.
Like huge, like even bigger than when Yamcha was behind his leg.
Yeah.
I mean, again, obviously we're nitpicking
maybe that's
shit, but like,
well, obviously it's whatever.
Honestly, maybe that's just perspective though, because he could I don't know. It could be.
I agree with what you're saying, but if you go back to page 5, look how big he is in page 5.
Yeah.
On the castle, right?
Right. I'm surprised you didn't bring that up.
Didn't we say before that the castle looked kind of small?
It did.
Right, but when he busted out originally, he was only about as big as the buildings. Now he's bigger than now he's multiple buildings.
Yeah. So this fucking manga sucks,
dude. So bad. Go back to Dr. Slump, you hack.
All right, so let's get into One Piece chapter 8. So here we get more of like the antics of, if I transform into something, do I actually get the powers of that thing? Poir turns into a pair of scissors.
Yeah, this is a big thing for me. I did not like this.
Cuts off the tail. So yeah, it's a bit of a gag conclusion rather than like an actual something happens conclusion, I guess. So Goku turns back into a little penis and kind of falls asleep there. And what were you gonna say, buddy?
I was gonna bring up the Yajirobe thing, because like Yajirobe, doesn't he cut off a tail?
He does.
No way Yajirobe's strong enough to cut off a tail, right?
No, maybe. I think I like that part.
Yeah.
Also, Yajirobe is like one of my favorite underrated characters, honestly. Even though he doesn't do anything, I always liked him since I was a kid.
I like him as like a comedic relief character.
Yeah. Some cool stuff about Yajirobe that we can talk about when we get there. But yeah, I mean, are you saying that Poir is stronger than Yajirobe? I can get behind that.
You think Poir is stronger than Yajirobe?
Dude, totally.
Probably.
No,
He's got cooler abilities than Yajirobe does.
Yeah, but he's like
honestly,
like a little
after
bitch.
all right, so like when he cuts off that person's tail, he already trained with Kami and Popo, so
Right, I guess that's fair.
there's that.
I guess that's fair. I'll give it to Yajirobe. He could do it. I won't give it to Poir. No way Poir cut off the fucking tail.
So, chapter 23, it's going to be our last chapter here. It's the next morning. Goku's like still sleeping. They're all very tired. They agree to not tell him that he's the one who killed his grandfather, which I think is a nice choice.
Yeah, I like that.
Page 3. Is Goku an alien? What do you guys think?
You know, that's pretty funny.
No.
I didn't even consider that he fucking said that.
Yeah, it's not
Goku's
foreshadowing
definitely
at all,
not an alien. He's definitely not an alien, and
No,
it's
he's a
stupid.
little monkey boy.
He's
Yeah.
clearly a were-monkey.
I will say it's truly not foreshadowing, but it is really funny that that's written there anyway.
Is it not foreshadowing? You don't think Toriyama at this point?
No, it's
like...
not.
Are you sure?
No, yeah, because he said that he came up with the whole like Saiyan thing around the time, and like even the Namekian thing. He came up with that around when Kami and Piccolo Jr. are introduced into the series. So like even when the first Piccolo shows up and he's the Demon King Piccolo, like he didn't even think about the Namekians yet. But when Kami comes around, that's when he starts thinking about all that shit. And I definitely want to talk about this again when we get to this part of the series, but like Toriyama doing that 200 chapters into the series and it not actually ruining anything and like contradicting anything, like that's something that we can't even really like have a true grasp of because we were introduced to Dragon Ball Z first. But think about like watching this show for 5 years or like reading it for 200 chapters and then all of a sudden he's a fucking alien. Like that shit is really nuts and really impressive that Toriyama was able to pull that off, I gotta say.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
No, I agree. I mean, especially because like if you consider something like One Piece where Oda had the whole thing planned out, and he still has like there are still some major things and flaws that Oda had even in like the super early chapters. So like like Goku, or I'm sorry, like Luffy having his head stretched out of the pool when fighting Arlong.
Oh yeah, right. I thought about that actually.
That is a big contradiction to how devil fruit powers work. That shouldn't have happened. Luffy should have died, or they should have just been able to get him out of the water some other way.
Or they would have pulled his head off.
Right, exactly. Like he wouldn't have stretched, you know. But like stuff like considering stuff like that, you're sure there's like no little things in the early stuff that would contradict later stuff.
I'm sure there are.
As far as Goku being an alien, I really don't think that there is. No.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure
that's really cool. Yeah.
There's definitely other plot holes in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, of course.
But,
of course.
But no, that really doesn't contradict anything, you know.
That's cool.
Yeah, and like shit, man. All right, yeah. We'll talk about like even like all right, I'll say it now. Even like stuff like when the Saiyans get close to dying and they come back more powerful, it's like he wasn't thinking that, but you could literally apply that to early Dragon Ball stuff, and it like actually kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
So you're like, whoa, dude, like, kind of nuts, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So yeah, let's get through this last chapter. It's a nice wrap up chapter. We got Oolong. I love how he gives Goku his pants instead of the underwear. So that's really funny, and Goku looks even like more hickish, I would say, in these overalls.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
And I love how he's running away, and then he just falls right over. You know, like well, because he doesn't have a tail, right? So his balance is all off.
Yeah.
And everyone thinks that like that might be a big deal, but he's just like, oh well.
Everyone just falls over.
And then he's like, I'm gonna go page 6. He's like, I'm gonna go find the Nyoibo, and he's running away, he just falls. And then when he's coming back to the group, it's the same thing. He's running and he falls again. Just a little funny gag. So Yamcha and Bulma are like, man, what? I'm never gonna have be able to talk around girls. And
I'm never gonna have a boyfriend.
And then they look at each other. Wait a minute. We can write ourselves out of this series now. We're gonna date each other. Right, so like there's some like funny reactions of like them like swooning and stuff, and like Poir is really happy too. Stuff like that. So yeah, Goku comes back, he found the Nyoibo. Everyone's gonna go back to the city, even Oolong, you know, they're like, Goku, you should come to the city. You're such a cute little kid, you'll be popular with the girls, unlike Oolong, you know.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm actually gonna go train with the turtle hermit. So that's pretty cool. We're gonna see that happen in the next arc. You know, Goku mentions that we should get the Dragon Balls again, and they're like, "Oh, we don't need to anymore." That's actually the panel I was thinking of. Page 10, the middle, with Yamcha and Poir and Bulma all like leaning to the side. Oolong's over there
Right.
spitting. So that's pretty funny. So Bulma is like, yeah, here, you can have the Dragon Radar, you know, give it a year and then you'll be able to find all the Dragon Balls. He just wants to find the Gohan's 4-star ball, you know?
Right.
So everybody's heading out. Yamcha's got a plane. And on page 13, we get this really nice shot. They use a shot similar to this at the end of the Dragon Ball intro in the anime. So I think that it's a pretty, like, memorable shot of them flying off in the plane, Goku flying off on the Nimbus.
Yeah.
And then, page 15, he's off. And I know that at this point, this is chapter 23, which means it's week 23, which is about half of a year. And Toriyama said that he imagined the series going on for a year.
Wow.
Which would cover the next arc. Then, like, after that, he said maybe it'll go on for, like, 10 volumes, and then ended up going on for 42 volumes.
Damn.
Pretty cool stuff.
Go.
That's it. That's the first arc, The Hunt for the Dragon Balls. I really enjoy it. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
Over the holiday break, I finished reading the Boo arc. And I said this last time, but it is incredibly fun going from that, which I also love, to reading this stuff again. It's very fun. It's pervy. What can you do? I kind of regret putting it at the bottom of my list because I feel bad, but I think that is where it stands.
Yeah.
What are y'all's closing thoughts?
I had it at the bottom of my list. It'll most likely stay at the bottom of my list. Maybe it beats out the Red Ribbon Army stuff because I'm really not a big fan of the Red Ribbon Army stuff. Some of it I really like, and then some of it I'm like, fuck, I just want to be done with this so we can get to the cooler stuff because there's so much better stuff than these two arcs. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun to go through, and it's got a lot of good comedy in it. So,
I mean, it's all like basically it's very unlike almost everything else. I feel like it's much more reliant on the gags and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's hard to kind of compare and even put it on a list of like favorites because it's just so goofy. And I mean, I know the rest of the series has a lot of gags and stuff too, but I mean, especially when you compare it to the Z stuff, it's much less serious.
Which is why I think, like, it being, as you're saying, like, it's its own thing. I feel like it could be its own self-contained thing, but I think if they went from this and then, like, did Red Ribbon Army stuff, I think they would, like, fit together pretty well, because I feel like Red Ribbon Army has a lot in common with the early stuff, where it's, like, them just going around, yeah, they're fighting more people, I guess, but, like, it's really more about the adventure and getting the Dragon Balls.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Like in the next arc, the Dragon Balls are pretty much non-existent. It's the World Tournament arc. So it's like this manga might as well not even be called Dragon Ball anymore. I think I've heard like Mr. Fusion point that out or something. And then then the next arc, it's back to the whole journey thing. I will say, Red Ribbon Army was one of the arcs in the anime that I was like, this is such a slog, and like I kind of put off like watching it for a while, took a break from watching for like a month or something like that because there was a lot of filler, and also like it is a pretty long arc. especially like by the time it comes. I think it's like almost as long as the first 2 arcs. So like,
it's a lot.
Yeah, stretched into the anime too. It's like this goes on for a long time.
Yeah, funny enough, I did stop. The last time I watched the Dragon Ball anime, I stopped in the Red Ribbon Army stuff. And last time I read, when we first talked about, our arcs, I said I stopped while reading the Red Ribbon Army stuff as well.
Yeah, I know you like Muscle Tower, so I'm excited.
Muscle Tower is like my favorite part of the Red Ribbon Army.
Yeah, cool. Next week, like I said before, we are going to be, next time on Dragon Buds, I should say, next time we are going to be covering chapters 24 to 35. It's like all of the Turtle Hermit training stuff with Krillin, and then the preliminaries and stuff up to the first round of the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai.
Woo.
Very excited for that. Next week, however, y'all, we're switching over to Dunce Piece. We're going to be reading chapters 8 through 21. What arc is that? Orange Town?
That is the Orange Town arc.
I'm excited.
That's going to be a fun arc to go through for sure.
Yes, I'm excited for that too. Adam, of course, is leading us through Dunce Piece. Like I said before, I've got this pizza in the oven. I'm going to go grab it's buffalo chicken, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go grab a buff chicken slice. Wait a minute. Buff chicken slice. I want to talk to y'all about Rooster Fighter. You know what I'm talking about, Adam.
I know what you're talking about. I had a nice little... I even, segued into the panel for you.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm just chopped liver then, huh?
So yeah, everyone who's still with us, we are going to be reviewing this new manga series called Rooster Fighter. So far, there's only 2 chapters out, so we figured it would be fun. Adam posted about it on Instagram one night, this buff-ass chicken, and I was like, I need to fucking read this right now. So I told the boys, hey, maybe we should cover this like week to week. I think it'll be fun to read a new thing as it comes out chapter by chapter. So real quickly, you've all read this first chapter, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Did you read the second chapter?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I think you're the only one who hasn't, Jesse.
I actually did read the second chapter.
Okay.
Let's go.
I didn't take any notes on it, but here, let's get into it.
Yeah, I don't have any notes for this either. So
yeah.
So I wrote some notes because I figured I would be leading the conversation here.
That's fair.
So, and I feel like every week, like
whoever's hosting.
When you do the One Piece one, you'll host the next chapter.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I think that'll be fun for everyone. This is a series called Rooster Fighter. It is by Shu Sakuratani. I don't know how to say it. This guy, as far as I know, he's only done this one other manga called Draggin, right, Adam?
Yeah, I've read a decent bit of it.
And,
is it good?
You said it was about the coronavirus or something, right?
Yeah, pretty much. It's actually pretty interesting. It's about a world where, imagine the coronavirus had a 94% fatality rate. So, like, everyone in the world is just dying. If you get corona, you're pretty much dead. It's not called corona in Draggin. I think it's called Draggin. And it's about these group of people who get scouted by the Japanese government to go and fight the source of the Draggin. But there's a little twist to how they actually fight the quote-unquote source. And I won't spoil it, so if you want to go read it, it's called Draggin.
Hyphen spelled out or hyphen using a hyphen?
I'll let you guys figure that out on your own.
It's spelled out, spoiler alert.
It's not. Don't listen to these clowns.
So from what I could tell, this first chapter came out only December 18th or somewhere around there of 2020. So very new series, like we said. And I want to just read, this is the description that was on the website. The battle action manga tells the story of how humanity is threatened by monsters with an overwhelming might called Kiju. There's another translation, though, that calls them Kaiju. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but it's spelled Kiju.
I would assume it's supposed to be Kaiju, but maybe the mangaka decided to just rename it for his series.
Or the
Yeah,
translator or whatever.
Yeah, or it
'cause
could be the translator thing.
there's only one translator for the first chapter, but then the second one, there's two different translations. So yeah, I checked them both out, and then one calls them kaiju, one calls them hiju. Whatever.
I think it's the same thing.
Yeah,
I
I would
think
assume it's the same thing.
As the cities are destroyed and the people fall into despair, a rooster stands up to face against the threat. It is the story of how a single rooster saves humanity. So pretty hilarious shit. The artwork in this is
Really
incredibly
nice.
detailed.
Very nice.
It's really
Very-
cool looking.
Very detailed. I especially like the muscles on the rooster.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we start off with this. I wrote here, it's the worst King Ghidorah cosplayer ever.
That's funny.
You know, yeah, thank you.
That's good.
I needed validation. Thank you.
No, that's funny. I like that.
Though it almost eats a child,
Ah.
but the kid is saved. Page 6, I wrote down. Feather 1, which is what they're calling chapters, I guess. Feather 1. And I can't get this fucking to load. Thank you.
Did they really? I didn't even know.
Yeah.
That's
So
really funny.
page-
Me
I
neither.
didn't even notice that.
I wrote page 6, but I can't look at it because my computer's not loading right now. But I think it's the title page. I also wrote page 7, LOL.
Is this his catchphrase? I think he says this more than once too. I'll beat your asses to hell.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. You're right there. Besides
he's like-
cock-a-doodle-doo.
Yeah, he's like, I'm rearing up for a cockfight or something like that.
Yes, he says that. Right.
And
All
then
right.
it instantly goes into a sex scene.
Yeah, so
Where
we
he-
get a flashback to 1 year ago, and we get a shot of our protagonist clucking and chucking some bitches. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, it's like, cluck, yeah.
Yeah.
Cluck, yeah.
Cock-a-doodle doo. I imagine this chicken has the voice of like Will Arnett or something like that. You know. So we see him just like walking through the streets. He knocks a bug out of the air with a rock, and then he eats it, and he's like, this is gonna lube up my intestines for a nice poop or something like that. He poops it out, and then he's like, I guess I killed 2 birds with 1 stone, or something ridiculous like that. There's like so many little one-liners. It's so funny. And he fucking hates children too. He's like, children are the fucking bane of my existence.
Well, yeah, I mean, this fucking one girl.
Yeah, I
offered
wonder
him some
why.
fried chicken.
Yeah, and then it turns out, if that's not an insult enough, it turns out to just be a trap for these 2 other boys to come up and grab him. Right? It was like they were in cahoots with each other, right?
No, I don't think so.
I thought that's what that was. If I could get this to load, because doesn't she say to them like, "I wish you guys wouldn't do that" or whatever?
Yeah, but I don't think that I think that was her like not setting it up, not
Yeah,
setting
what?
it up. She was
Dude,
definitely
like,
not setting
What do you
it
mean,
up.
Jesse?
Because she didn't like. I don't know. The way I read it, it was just like, "Hey, you want some chicken?" And then all of a sudden they grab him, and it's not like she was like.
Yeah, but
I
she's
mean, she
clearly
says,
upset about all of it. I think,
She
but
says
it
poor
is
thing, I guess. But
right. But it
She
is fucked
says-
up that she even offered it chicken. He even says this girl fucking crazy.
yeah. So yeah, these kids, these 2 boys, they're like gonna eat them or something. What do they say?
One of them says, "What should we do?"
We're
And the
gonna
other
try
says,
eat
"I
'em."
want to try eating it." And then
Yeah,
the
but
girls
then
say,
he-
"What if you get some weird disease?"
So then he just breaks free. The chicken doesn't fuck around. He's the strongest chicken in the world. He just breaks free. He runs
It's
into
not
an
a
old
chicken.
man's.
He's a rooster.
Oh, the rooster. The rooster.
And he
So
finds
sorry.
Stan Lee watering some brush or
Yes,
something.
Stan Lee in his last cameo appearance here.
Yeah.
And he comes up with an excuse for the rooster. He says, "Nah, this is actually my bird," and he calls him Kluxgay.
Yeah,
I think is
Kluxky.
Pretty funny name, I think.
Yeah.
So the kids walk away, and then all of a sudden we see this giant hand breaking through the buildings. And I like on like page 21 and 22, the old man has prepared dinner for the bird, and he's like, "Oh, it's not too much. It's just some seed and greens and stuff." And the rooster's like, "Gramps, This is without a doubt an exceptional feast. he just goes nuts eating this thing. Really funny.
Is it just
Yeah.
me, or does the old man have a massive head?
Got a pretty big head.
I think
Yes,
it's a little too big.
actually, especially on page 22 there, like right underneath the shot of him eating. Yeah, there's a really big head. So yeah, the old man, he starts wishing that, like, doesn't he wish that he spent more time with his wife before she died? That's what he's talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like this like sentimental moment there. I always say sentimental. I did that in the Office Ball Z too, and then I heard it back, and I was like, Jesus Christ! So now everybody knows my secret. Great. So yeah, he's like, I'm pretty sure I can talk to this dang old bird about dang near anything. And then all of a sudden, these cars start flying across the sky and crashing into buildings and everything. And we see the monster on page 27. It's like a salaryman monster, which I thought was
I
pretty
love
funny.
the arms coming out of the ears.
Yes, that is so
Yes.
good.
Yes, amazing. And his body is just fingers. So
Hairy fingers, yeah.
Oh yeah.
This seriously reminds me of One Punch Man.
Yeah, I was literally going to say the same thing. It's got like the same aesthetic, but also like the same kind of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the monsters are like, it seems to be mundane things just turned into monsters.
Yeah, I really enjoy that. He's even saying,
Yes.
"This is the month I'll reach my quota." That's so fucking funny.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's great. And we see the brats from earlier running away from this thing, and the one trips, and Gramps goes in to save him, but the kaiju, it's gonna kill him, gonna kill these fucking people. But Tsukai comes in and defends. He's rumbling for a cockfight, he says, and that's the end of the chapter. That's what he says, right? That's what I wrote.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah.
He said, "Yeah, I'm rumbling for a cockfight." Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the end of that chapter. I just wrote here, very detailed art, totally nails the tone of like what this needs to be. It's like an overly serious, one-lining buff chicken. Very funny stuff. Do you guys want to go over chapter 2, or you want to just save it for next time? We can save it for next time, I think.
Yeah, we just go over it next time. Because I think
let's
these
save it for next
chapters,
time.
I think these chapters only come out every 2 weeks. It seems like.
Yeah, it's not very often.
So it'd be nice if we just like, next week we have a chapter to read. But if we don't have a chapter to read the following week, then like whenever it comes out, then we can just be like, hey, new chapter came out, and just like,
Yeah. Hell yeah. So yes, very funny series. Please look forward to this. That's like what Nintendo says when they announce something. Please look forward to this.
Yeah.
So yes, anyway, thanks everybody. Hope you had fun today on Dragon Buds and on our buff chicken slice. Gotta go get my pizza out of the oven. Couple hours should be done. Anyway, next week, Dunce Piece. Chapters 8 through 21. Y'all want to say anything before we go?
No, yeah, I mean, just have a good one, everybody.
Yeah, I'm just excited to be doing this, and excited to get to do One Piece next week, so that'll be fun.
Yes, we're gonna have a great new year. New year, new memes is what I always say.
New year, new year.
I say that every year.
New year. New year.
Twice.
No, I said it like 5 times. You missed that. You can't fucking say that.
Twice times 4 plus, or twice times 2 plus 1.
There it is.
It should have said squared, but all right.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.